Earlier today, Piers Morgan had an all-women panel on with Timpf Francesca Fiorentini, Emily Austin, and Louise Mensch. Let's take a look at the highlights and talk about it. If you like this content, please like and subscribe to help my channel grow.
We're always within range of beating this guy. I was confident I would beat Trump.
Everybody knows Nancy Pelosi went to him and basically said, we do this the easy way or the hard way.
It was clear Biden was going to lose to Trump, which is why over 36 congressional Democrats publicly urged Biden to step aside.
He just wouldn't go. He was like a bug. He just kept being there. He was like a bug right there. So you felt...
You know, Emily, the reality of that is that it was the other way around. I mean, Biden was the bug on that debate stage who got completely flattened by, well, mainly himself and his inept performance, but also by Trump. So it's a kind of rewriting of history, albeit using little insects to do it.
Piers, that clip, what I took away from it was the insensitivity of that joke. You're saying that Trump is a bug, a fly, and you want to kill it. This is the same man who there were just 2 assassination attempts that actually shots were fired at him. So to make a joke that you want to kill it, the annoying bug flying in the room, and then they question why we say that the Democrats spread this dangerous rhetoric about Donald Trump that leads to these assassination attempts, that's the proof of exactly what it was. Now, the worst part is Biden did that so innocently, and he wasn't keen and sharp enough to understand how badly timed that joke was.
Let's not forget Trump has said things like, "I'd like to punch him in the face," about a reporter, and, "If I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the country." I don't think these things are necessarily bad, nor do I think Biden hitting the table like a bug is bad. It just goes to show that Emily is being a little disingenuous.
And the thing about Pelosi is this, she wants to win. And that's the thing about like a good politician. They do the thing that helps them win.
Francesca is right. Most politicians do the things that help them win. It can lead to some behavior that is not ethical. What makes it even worse is all of the money we have tied up in American politics.
I am at peace with my decision. Look, when I ran for this last term, I said that I saw myself as a transition president.
Yeah.
Transitioning to a new generation of leadership. Now, I know I only look 40, but I'm 180 years old.
Things like this are a big reason why people like Biden. Even though a lot of his policies aren't very good, he used to be much better at this when he was younger.
That the big October surprise may be that he stands aside in October and allows Kamala Harris to assume the presidency to get her over the line.
The chance that Biden drops out to give Kamala the presidency is extremely slim.
He is presumably the acting president. I don't think anyone thinks he's actually making any decisions right now.
I'm sure Joe Biden is probably still making some decisions when his brain is working. It wouldn't surprise me if other people are making decisions while he is in his dementia.
You talk about cognitive problems? She's got bigger cognitive problems than he has, in my opinion.
Donald Trump saying that Kamala Harris has bigger cognitive problems than Joe Biden.
Why would you even cover that?
Kamala doesn't have cognitive problems. She has problems being unable to stop speaking in platitudes. Pelosi seems upset. He is covering it because it's the presidential election.
You will be protected, and I will be your protector. Women... Women will be happy, healthy, confident, and free.
I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy.
He's increased maternal mortality rate by exorbitant rates. Over in Texas, 56% of pregnant women have been facing mortality rates because the hospitals do not want to treat their very, very treatable conditions.
While the state's restrictive abortion laws have likely contributed to the increase in maternal mortality rates, it is not the main reason. In 80% of the reviewed cases, there was a possibility that the woman's life could have been saved with better medical intervention. The problem is mostly due to the extremely high costs of proper healthcare in Texas and all of America in general.
You have Donald Trump, who everyone claims wants to get rid of abortion, who wants to violate women's reproductive rights, go out there and reassure everyone Like he said numerous times, I do not plan on taking this right away from you. I will protect you. Women do feel unsafe today. The whole country is in a state of lawlessness. So here he is reassuring you that everything's going to be okay, but somehow you'll manage to spin that into something negative.
Donald Trump has not explicitly stated that he wants to ban abortion nationwide if elected president in 2024.
And look, there's no doubt that for every woman that doesn't like Trump in America, there's pretty much a woman who loves him. That's what all the polling says. I mean,
that's so unscientific, Piers. That is such a load
that's
of
not what the
horse crap,
polling says.
dude.
If I could just,
that is
not what it says.
Pierce's face is so funny here. He said that just to rile them up. It's unlikely there's a 1-to-1 ratio of anti-Trump to pro-Trump women. However, the data suggests Trump maintains a solid base of female support. In 2020, 42% of women voted for Trump compared to 57% for Biden.
We've got to a place, driven and fueled by social media, I believe, where tribalism is so intense that even when people are presented with clear factual evidence of what they're saying is wrong, they're not going to deviate. They don't care about facts.
Piers is right. People have started playing for their team more often and stopped listening to criticism or facts that go against their beliefs.
Everybody just wants to hear about how bad and evil the other side is, therefore making them automatically good just because they're not on that side. At this point, it's just one single viewpoint or association. People say, oh, I see that. That tells me everything I need to know about you. And that's just simply not the case.
Kat makes a good point that people think they are good simply because they are on one side or the other. This reminds me a little bit of religion in the way that someone might think they are better than someone else simply because of their religious beliefs.
I'm a bit like that. I don't park myself into either the right or left camp.
Piers most certainly parks himself in the right-wing camp.
I like to take everybody on, challenge their opinions, have good debates, have debates like today, where you get people with very different views come on and talk to each other. And I'd like to think at the end of it...
But Piers, you're being so...
Go on.
You're so dishonest, dude. You're so dishonest, though. Because all you do on this show is play off social media algorithms to get people to fight. You lead with it in the cold open, and you get the click, click, clicks. And if you don't hit a mill, you never ask that person back. You literally play the game that Kat is decrying. And I think that I love the idea, especially I love Kat's book and the way it targets women, because specifically women are the ones who it's like, if we say one thing that you don't like, I hated you from the beginning, right? Women are extra vulnerable to this, especially online. But Piers, stop pretending like you think there's something wrong and we can't. Why can't we reach across the aisle and hold hands? Because your whole algorithm is based on it. Your whole model is based on it.
Francesca, it's a lovely statement that will get you lots of clicks from your followers, and that's why you've just delivered your little monologue. However, it's based on
I'm here on this panel for free.
It's based on an entire. It's based on a false premise.
I do not have nearly the following that you do. I'm just trying to point out your own hypocrisy.
You don't normally get 1 million views for me, but I still invite you back. So that can't be true.
It's not a good argument for Francesca because, as Piers said, she is also there on his show trying to get more clicks and views. Speaking of clicks and views, please like and subscribe my channel to help me grow.
It's a little pathetic that a lot of the left will use complete fabrications about Trump to support their narrative, to support their policies, to support Kamala Harris, rather than using her strengths. You know,
Both
if you feel like she has any, please go ahead and
about the other
them.
side.
They would.
Trump and Republicans have made many fabrications about Democrats to support their own narratives. For example, election fraud claims, claiming Harris was advocating for forced military service, immigrants eating pets, claiming Democrats wanted to get rid of Roe v. Wade, and saying Democrats are using cages to hold migrant children. Trump has also made fabrications about himself, making such claims as that he won Man of the Year in Michigan, which never happened.
When people talk about Trump and abortion, I constantly hear from Kamala Harris and everyone on the left and the Democrats that Trump wants a national abortion ban. He has never said that.
She tweets it almost every single day.
He's repeatedly denied that. He has no desire to do that. In fact, whenever he's mused about what he thinks any kind of federal, obviously he's proud he's returned to the States. Fine, that may or may not be the right call. That's down to Americans. But he has said openly he thinks a 15-week term limit sounds about right. That puts him in line with most moderate European countries on abortion. He's not an abortion extremist. To pretend he is, and to deliberately misuse anything he said about this issue is just very disingenuous.
People who say Trump will ban abortion nationwide either don't know his stance or are being dishonest. Trump has already released abortion to the states, but has not mentioned banning abortion nationwide. The problem with giving it back to the states is that many states are managed by a few people that have views and opinions that the majority of their state doesn't agree with or share. Republicans claim to be about smaller government, but want government to be involved in your healthcare decisions regarding your body.
You can imagine, okay, a second Trump administration, what would it be like? What would it be like for women? We don't have to, because it's happening right now, where people are bleeding out in their cars from having miscarriages that should be treated and attended to. They're losing their ability to ever have children again, right? Because hospital workers are more concerned with bureaucracy than people's lives.
Okay, look.
So Pierre, don't interrupt me as you're talking about abortion rights and you say you support a woman's right to choose. Shut up and listen. As someone who's a mom, as someone who could have died herself, okay? It's time for you to shut up and listen to the women who are telling you loud and clear, we are dying out here. You're putting our lives on the line out here. Women in red states, women in blue states, women all over. It doesn't matter whether we love Trump or we hate Trump. The effect of overturning Roe v. Wade is the same. Our lives are on the line, okay? We don't need to imagine the future. It is here right
You've made your point.
There are specific cases of maternal mortality after Trump's decision to release abortion back to the states. Amber Nicole Thurman, a 28-year-old mother in Georgia, required emergency care after taking abortion pills prescribed out of state. However, due to Georgia's abortion ban, doctors delayed operating on her for 20 hours, at which point it was too late. Candi Miller, a 41-year-old mother of 3 in Georgia, ordered abortion pills online to terminate her pregnancy due to health risks, but died after failing to expel all the fetal tissue and being afraid to go to the hospital because of the state's abortion ban. While Trump has recently moderated his stance on abortion to collect more votes, his appointments of conservative Supreme Court justices were instrumental in overturning Roe v. Wade, paving the way for restrictive state laws. The long-term impact of these laws on maternal health outcomes remains to be seen, but it won't be good.
It's not news to any woman who wakes up every day in this world that if there's anything sexual going on, it's always your fault, and the man's going to have a way easier time with it than you will.
Victim blaming is a real and unfortunate thing.
I'm going to preface that I'm I'd say very good friends with RFK Jr. I've been on hikes with him. Hence why my phone's been blowing up over this. This was just another political plot. Like, why did this come out now? How come right now, after his full force endorsement of Donald Trump, which I do think helped him immensely, by the way, now how convenient this comes out. She's getting a lot of attention. He's not getting a lot of bad attention.
RFK Jr. allegedly bragged about having intimate photos of Olivia. It's definitely not a political plot. Emily just said he's not getting a lot of bad attention. Wouldn't that be the entire point of a political plot?
Imagine wanting to spit game to this 70-year-old serial philanderer whose second wife killed herself because he found a journal of all the women he had slept with. This guy is scum. I mean, I don't know. You might like some of his political positions, but interpersonally, yikes.
RFK Jr. has been described as a serial cheater with numerous allegations of infidelity during their marriage. The circumstances surrounding Mary Richardson Kennedy's tragic suicide in 2012 have been linked to her tumultuous marriage with RFK.
Ellen was driven out of her job because she came over as a very unpleasant piece of work to work for, and a lot of people started responding to an online site which was recording all the horror stories of working with Ellen. And yet she's twisted. She's diluted what they were saying about her, but she's twisted it as if somehow all of it was only because she was a strong woman. I'm not a woman, but if I was, I'd feel pretty offended by that.
Well, I certainly know what it's like, as all women do, to have to constantly toe that line between, okay, I want to be taken seriously, but then also, people get mad at you if you don't smile, and it is a really, really difficult position. Basically, if you're a woman, you can't do anything right.
I know a lot of women that do things right.
Wait, let's stick up for Ellen. Because men
get to be utter dicks
all the time. Men get to do whatever they want. They get to be awful bosses. They get to be completely,
and they get exposed for it.
They get to leer. No, they don't.
I wish I could do whatever I wanted all the time.